rising cost of groceries is impacting families in Colorado. Price of eggs, butter, and bread are up double-digit percentages from this time last year.
Now the city of Denver is launching a new program to try to provide some relief. Here's 9 News reporter Matt Jablow.
A lot of my neighbors are frightened.
West Denver resident Andrea Loud has been distributing food through a nonprofit organization to people in need since the beginning of the pandemic in 2020.
I wanted to concentrate on fresh produce for this area because we are a food desert.
She says because of the rising price of food.
One word, outrageous.
There has never been a greater need than there is right now.
One bell pepper can cost almost $2 now.
Which is why Loud says she fully supports the City of Denver's Emergency Inflation Relief Program, a new initiative designed to help families struggling with food insecurity as a result of the increasing cost of groceries.
I'm happy to hear it. It is needed. If you talk to any of the food pantries, they will tell you that their flow of patrons has doubled.
And we will provide you free food boxes that have really healthy items such as chicken, eggs, milk, vegetables.
Lisana Munoz is deputy director of the Denver Agency for Human Rights and Community Partnerships. The agency will be giving out food for the next 3 Saturdays at different sites around Denver. They're also handing out food gift cards to Denver residents who fall 200% below the federal poverty limit and who are referred by a nonprofit partner group.
1 in 3 residents in Colorado are actually showing eligible for food stamps or SNAP benefits here in the state of Colorado, which shows there's a high need for access to food and, more importantly, affordable food.
The first food giveaway will be tomorrow from 8 to noon at the Lalo Delgado campus in West Denver. Over the course of the next 3 Saturdays, they're hoping to help feed about 8,000 families. Alex?
And hopefully families reach out and get this help. God knows it's needed.
It will help if they get it, exactly.
All right, Matt, thank you.
More charges are being brought against the man accused of plowing through a crowd outside a bar in Golden last weekend. 29-year-old Ruben Marquez is accused of ramming into a crowd of about 50 people outside Rock Rest Lounge Sunday morning. 1 man died. Several other people were injured. Witnesses say it started with a drunken brawl outside the bar. Marquez is now being charged with 17 counts instead of the original 6 recommended by law enforcement. He's looking at first-degree murder charges, 2 counts of vehicular homicide, and many assault charges. He's due back in court next Wednesday. Marquez's cousin was with him in the car at the time. He was originally charged with 5 counts. That is now just a single count of being an accessory to a crime.
I-25 near Loveland is finally back open tonight after being closed for nearly 5 hours. 2 semis crashed into each other and caught fire about 12:30 this afternoon. CSP had to close both lanes of I-25. One of the semi drivers was burned in the fire, but he's expected to be okay. One of the reasons the closure took so long was because CDOT needed to inspect the bridge before the highway could reopen.
2 of the largest supermarkets in America want to merge. Kroger officially announced today it plans on buying Albertsons for nearly $25 billion. Kroger and Albertsons are the parent companies of King Soopers and Safeway. The deal is expected to close in 2024, provided that federal regulators don't intervene on this. A combined company could pose a competitive threat to Walmart and other smaller grocery chains, and it means that they'll have more monopoly power. Economists tell us that could end up being a mixed bag for consumers.
They want to have those consumers coming back to the stores. And all these are very important things for them. And therefore, the management will not be really thinking about raising the prices once that monopoly power is gotten.
MSU professor Kishore Kulkarni there says the monopoly could also result in higher prices in the end. Local unions for grocery workers don't like this. They say the proposed merger would be devastating for workers and consumers.
Recovering from addiction can be a long and hard process. One nonprofit is hoping to make it easier. Tribe Recovery Homes had their grand opening event today. They're a 9-month clinical program for people struggling with substance use and mental health. Along with individual and group therapy, they also offer outpatient services as well as treatment. The nonprofit mainly works with people who just got out of jail and the homeless community. And the people who help run the program understand what it's like for participants.
The majority of our staff is in recovery, myself included. Last August, I celebrated 7 years sober. And so by having places like this in the community, it gives people hope. It gives them a place to go and the ability to actually recover their lives.
Tonight, they held a fundraiser for their scholarship fund. They're hoping to use that money to provide treatment for people who can't afford it. Tomorrow, Denver's health department is hoping a clinic for monkeypox vaccines, and they say they hope the people who are at high risk for exposure attend. That includes anybody who's had close contact with someone who's had monkeypox in the last 2 weeks and anyone with multiple sexual partners. The vaccine clinic is from 11 to 2 p.m. tomorrow at the Swansea Recreation Center. You can sign up for an appointment on the state's website. We have a link on 9news.com.
The cost of business is going up with inflation, and business owners have another challenge when common accounting tools are not designed in their first language. 9 News reporter Luis De Leon shows us how one group is working to break barriers for Spanish-speaking business owners.
Y para cada uno es diferente, ¿verdad? Una vez más.
At any stage in life,
¿Quién de ustedes
a class can go a long way.
es uno u otro?
This room in Commerce City is filled with Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs. They're taking a week-long workshop on how to better handle their business's finances.
One of the biggest barriers that we saw with Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs is that they didn't know how to create a P&L report.
Maria Gonzalez is the founder of Adelante Community Development.
Okay.
The nonprofit spent the last few years focusing on getting the COVID-19 vaccine to Hispanic communities, but they've recently shifted more of the focus back to workforce development.
We have to understand that our Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs come from different countries where businesses are run differently.
That's where this workshop comes in, teaching the use of a program that focuses on accounting, creating invoices, and more.
To know if they actually have the capital, if they can spend on different things, and what is the health or the illness financially of their business.
Getting this information out in a culturally responsive way,
No se guarda en el demo.
Gonzalez says, makes all the difference.
This is culturally driven to the industries that we Latinos work in.
The goal?
If one business is successful, that means their family are successful, their employees, and the whole community becomes, a thriving environment. And when we neglect, a single one of these entrepreneurs or small businesses, we're neglecting a whole community.
In Commerce City, I'm Luis De Leon for 9 News.
It hasn't really hit me yet. We'll see when I wake up Sunday what happens.
She spent 50 years working at the same place. This week, she spent her last day at King Soopers.
Everywhere you look, hundreds of beer cans scattered all over the forest.
Wow, look at that. Fall colors include aluminum now. Kids these days, boozing it up in the forest.